Hello everybody and welcome back to Medieval Dynasty, where we're going to continue from where we left off in the last video. So we're going to be starting, I believe, chapter 2. So we need to set a trap, we need to make a wooden spear, a stone knife, hunt a wild animal, and survive for a season. So that should be good. What do I need to make a stone spear? Oh. I guess I already have everything I need. And a stone knife. Set a rabbit trap. How do I set... How do I set a rabbit trap? Right. Wooden spear. Stone axe. Wow. Missed it. Spear. Oh, that takes damage. Oh, okay. How do I set a rabbit trap? Building. Hunting? No. Rumble? No. I don't know. How do I set a trap? Oh yeah, one thing I was meaning to do is I got a skill. Skill points. I got a survival skill point. I don't really know which one to go with. I'm kind of thinking survival knowledge, mainly because it gives you a little bit extra stuff. You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. F. Yes. All right. So yeah, I have no idea how to build a thing. These stack. Oh, all right then. We're gonna go 1, 2. Fucking hunt a skunk. It attacks! Run away! Yeah, I'm aware. Oh, oh. Okay. Okay, that was terrifying. I got a spear. I lost a spear. Alright then, that was terrifying. Still have no idea. You know what? Knowledge. Traps. Ah, okay. Go like right here. Cool. What do I do now? Right, I need to talk to somebody. Right. Let's just go down now. Let's see who I need to talk to. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna talk to that guy's wife, get some food, and then get some alcohol. How is my inventory going on weight? We're fine. All right. Look at this man run. Right. Need to talk to someone up here. Is this her? Yes. Hi. You're Dobranja, right? Nice to meet you. I'm Raymir. That's right. Nice to meet you too, Raymir. What brings you to me? Hunger, thirst, and ignorance. Tell me that you can fix me with some food. I haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Well, that is... well, it depends what proper means to you, but I can offer you something warm and filling. That sounds amazing. There you go. Now tell me something about yourself. How do you know my husband? There's nothing much to say, really. Just arrived at the valley looking for my uncle Lloyd. Lorden? Lloyd? Yeah, Lorden. Didn't expect to be done searching so quickly, to be honest. Oh yes. He's Ghost's friend. I remember now hearing that he had eyes just like yours. I'm sorry for your loss. That's okay. I don't even really remember him. I cannot speak English or read, for that matter. That's okay. I don't even remember him, really. The most I know about him is from my mother's stories. She always looked up to her big brother, loved him furiously even when he stopped visiting. Lots of people did from what I've heard. There's something special about him. Yeah, tough shoes to fill, huh? The only shoes that you need to worry about is filling your own. Every man is an architect of his own future. Thank you for saying that. It's what I need to hear, but let's not talk about me anymore. What's your story? Oh my god, so much reading! I was a part of a traveling band from that place. I've never managed to learn how to play any instruments, but I was pretty decent with my singing. Our traveller brought us to the valley not long after the death of your uncle. Still remember seeing Yoongost from the first time. He had so much sadness in his eyes. Lloyd wasn't just a friend of his, he was a part of him. Listen. The band left a few days later. I stayed. There was something in Unigros' presence that I simply knew my place was by his side. You probably noticed the age difference. No, not really. What? Are you implying that I look old? None of a sort. Anyway. So it looks like you were anchored here by love. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, you could say that. Or blindness, or stupidity, or judgment maybe. Whatever sounds best to you. Pretend all you like. You fell hard for the grandpa with sad eyes, and you know it. I did. He annoys me sometimes like nobody else, yet I can't imagine breathing... Breathing? Yeah, breathing without him now. But I don't let me go. But don't let me go all soft on you. You surely got some place to go. It was a pleasure talking with you, person. Every second of it. Here, oh my god, why do you keep talking? Here. I know it's not much, but it will come in handy when starting a new life. Everything costs coin in these days. I really appreciate that, but I'm not looking for charity. I'll manage. Why did you just say no to money? Oh, come on. Don't try and be a hero. Die. Meh, alright. Do something for me then. It won't be a handout, it'll just be your first pay. That I can agree on. What do you need? There's a farm in the village. She's called... there's a farmer in the village. She's called... Jarganewara. She usually supplies the tavern with rye, but I haven't got anything from her in a while. My stock is almost gone, and you don't even want to imagine what happens to these people when they run out of beer. Consider it done. Whilst we're speaking of beer, Unigost asked me to grab a couple for us. Of course. Here you go. Great, thank you. He promised to tell me stories about Lorden. Oh, I see. Well, in that case, haha. Thank you. Oh. That was loud. You're the one making all the flipping noise. Alright, let's continue up here. Hey, don't run away from me. Hey, Unigosh, you're looking for a proud house owner from the valley. And I'm back bringing beers. A job well done indeed. Alright, let me wet my throat with this amber goodness and start romancing a new Lord for 22 years before he died. He was my best friend, truly, and a friend. A brother, actually. I remember the day we met as if it was yesterday. I was 25 at the time, living in the big city of Jenenberg, where I was born. You could say I hated this place, but still, it was the only home I knew. Maybe someday I'll tell you more about that. Anyway, I was forced to take care of my own, so I did. Doing only thing I could do. You were a thief. I was, and a bloody good one, I might say. Picking pockets was my bread and butter. I could steal a piece of steak right from your fork, and you wouldn't even notice. It wasn't greed that motivated me, just survival. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy the process. Stealing is still a crime, no matter the motivation. I'd say you'll want to wait here a bit more before getting all high and mighty on me. I'm sorry, go on. Please don't go on. We've had an annual festival at there. It was always brought a whole bunch of outsiders to the town. You can imagine what that means. In a man in my profession, I could do a day worth of work in a matter of minutes. I grabbed a few coins here and there, some jewellery and a pair of new boots. And then I saw nobleman with money bags strapped to his belt. It was basically begging to be set free. Oh, I can't do this. I sneaked behind him in the crowd like I did 1,000 times before. Child's play. I gently grabbed the pouch and did a little shimmy magic. There it was. Sitting neatly in my palm, just needed to turn around and disappear, like, anyway. And then, wham! What happened? I was punched in the face by what felt like a bull. And I was so shocked I didn't even realize what happened until I hit the ground. My head was pounding. I could barely see straight. And you know what the first thing I saw next? Another blow coming? Haha, no. A smile. A big, resident smile on the face of a man with two different eyes. It was your Uncle Lorden. And one I took for a nobleman. He stuck out his hand and helped me get back up and offered me a beer. Aha, just like that. Wait, he didn't realise what you were trying... Good to that. Just like that. I don't get it. That's just how Lorden was, you see. Your uncle was deadly clever, smartest man I ever knew. Hands down, he could see the world like nobody else. Predict things. He was always at least a dozen of steps ahead of anyone else, so... On a rare occasion that somebody surprised him, he was intrigued. And he wasn't expecting you. Indeed. Apparently, even despite my failure, I was still one that came the closest to robbing him. And he liked that. So I'm guessing you accepted his invitation, right? I didn't really have a choice, did I? I was terrified of the guy at that moment, so we went. He took me to the most expensive and most crowded tavern in the whole of town. Remember that day as a day of the festival. Even entering the place was next to impossible. He didn't seem to care though. In the matter of seconds, he was sitting at the table behind... Cows, shut up! He was sat at the table being served by two barmaids at the same time. He was Seville, there was only in blah blah blah. Oh my god. That's all, it was the first time and I felt blah blah blah. I can't be able to read this, I'm just gonna read it in my head from a bit of this. His cloths and swept his face and said blah blah blah. It would be a moment and a dozen of times until I revered why he did that. It wasn't a mistake, oh no. Leadness, moment of weakness, he wanted me to see it. I understand. Understand what? That he was full of crap. Haha. See? Rima? Your uncle was one of a kind. He was a true master of arms and weapons of choice. Was his confidence. What does that even mean? Oh my god. Imagine a closed door with two armed guards at its side. And you want inside. What are your two options? You can force yourself in, bribe the guards, try pick a lock, but Lorden, he just holds his head up high, walks right past and demands the door be open. You were right, that all sounds surreal, never knew. Because I'm afraid she knew a quite different Lord than me. Everybody in the pack. Wait, the pack? Oh dear, Emma. There's too much more you still don't know. Our story hasn't even really begun, but it's getting late. Come on. You can leave me hanging like... You can't leave me hanging like that. Yes, you can. Alright, I'm going to tell you a bit more. After a beer we had a couple more. Some made, if I remember correctly. We were talking about our past, our dreams, conversation, started making some drunk and absurd plans. I thought we were joking, to be honest. The next thing I remember, we were walking in silk sheets. I'm guessing they weren't yours, correct? Are you kidding? It was the first time I even touched fabric like that. The ceiling of a chamber was so high it could fit a giant. I thought I was dreaming. Then the servant walked in. I was ready to flee, but instead of fighting, they presented me with breakfast. Really? How come? It was all Loden's doing. I've never found out how he managed to pull it off. whenever I asked, he just burst into laughter. Even years after, needless to say, I left Nuremberg with him on that day. The first time I went outside of a town's walls, I never came back. That was a day the pack was born, and 3 years there were 5 of us. A real team, a family. We called ourselves the Reminders. Oh, how I wish I could be there. That all sounds incredible. And I've had an adventure like that and probably will never. Easy, my boy. It wasn't always fun and love. But it's tales for another time. It really did get late, and I'm sure you still have a lot of work to do. Go and find me tomorrow and we'll talk some more. I'll do that. Thank you for everything.
Tomorrow.
Let's continue with this quest. Hello. Hello, Raymir. Are you getting settled? The valley is treating me nicely so far. That's wonderful, Raymir. But you've come at a poor time. My duties as Castellan await me. Of course, I understand. Is everything alright? Yeah, it is. But I'm not sure, to be honest, if there's been a murder. Oh my. Great. I mean, not for the deceased, obvious, but there's this. Got that. Oh. How I miss being young and stupid. Hey, don't be too harsh on yourself. You're still plenty stupid. You should be. It's delightful. I'm sure you're envious about my back pains as well. Extremely. My strong and limber body is useless. I hate that. Jokes aside, Raymir, that's really a serious matter. I won't be able to share more stories with you at the moment. But I believe there is someone you should meet. Her name is Sambor. He is one of us. A pack, I mean. He's serious, and he lives here, in the valley. That's right, all of them do actually. Here, I've marked Sambor's house here on the map. You should pay him a visit. Great, I'll go there right away. But beware, calling Sambor friendly is like being stung by a bee right in the tip of your manhood pleasant. Right. Oh, I'm sure you're I'm sure you're exaggerating. He was part of the Reminders after all. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be on my way then. Where do I need to go? Oh my god. I've got to go there. Alright then, let's go on our way. How many coins do I have? 100. Alright. Bridge? You got a bridge somewhere? Yeah. I continue along there, I can go across the bridge. Cool. Onwards! Do I have food? Perfect. All right, let's go and talk to Sambor. I've spotted a duck somewhere. Quick, duck! Oh, all right. Right. So this is going to be a fairly long journey. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm just looking. My spade's nearly broken. I was seeing if I could fix it. I'm guessing this way. Alright, let's go. We've discovered a hawk. Spotted a badger. Have I? I don't see no badger. Hello, crow. Only 350 meters to go. Oh, it's just wood sat here. Yeah. Some logs sat aside. Interesting. Nice little fence. Stick inside the rock, okay. Ah, I could sprint this, but I like it. Where's this fence gone? Just a fence missing. I was wondering if something had fallen down or something, but it doesn't look like it. Alright. Discovered animal spot. White-tailed eagles. Animal spot foxes. Oh yeah, I see foxes. Oh, a fox. Stick. Ah, that's a wolf. Hey. Sorry, I didn't mean... I think you're lost, boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to Wait a sec. Look me in the eyes and stop shivering for crying out loud. Huh. Black and blue. You're Lloyden's family, aren't you? Yes, my name's Raymir. You must be Sambor, then. And how do you know that? I was talking to Unigos, told me that you were part of the Reminders as well. Part of what now? The pack. One with Unigos and Lloyden. I've never heard of that idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry, maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist. Oh my, that's so much worse. Now that's a whole lot better name. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everyone loved it. No idea why Unigos lied to you like that. I'm sure he was just jealous about your creativity. Ha! Of course he was, and not only about that. Anyway, there's a wolf there. Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventure all together. That's an amazing confidence because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. Oh my, really? No. Leave my property and forget where it is. Oh, come on. It'll only take a moment, and a moment of a moment... Moment, really? A moment of a moment, really? Tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you become part of the Undying Fist, and what did you do exactly as a pack? You don't know what I did? Unigos didn't get to that part yet. Alright. But be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right. All started when Lloyden left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I remember correctly. The clever bastard was always too big for a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could, but cleverness and at such a young age always means two things. Being something and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on a big adventure. That's it. Pretty dull or detailed, huh? A path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots. But none of them was Lorden. Either way, he was wandering for days. Soon turned into weeks. As his rations into dust, he was useless as a hunter back then, at least. So berries and mushrooms was all he could get. So obviously he needed some coin. He came across a miner with orchards so vast they seemed like an ocean. Lorden managed to find some work there. A week of back-breaking labour had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from the scorching sun, knees pulsating from pain. I must say, you're really an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? Alright. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he's done. I went to the Lord of the Miner with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of all the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and then ruined by the hand of the Lord holding a couple of lousy coins. He was furious. That was meanly a fraction of his pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the Lord, demanding justice. Peasants was just flies to the Lord. Disgusting. Replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loudly? Both of the Lord's palms stuck Lloyd's ears with the strength of an ox. Lorden fell to the ground, stunned, and the Lord's guards threw him out of a manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins whilst doing so, if I may add. It wasn't until evening where Lorden regained his hearing. And it came. How long's this gonna go on for? Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards wouldn't massacre him if he only came if he only came close. So we needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Lorden was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. And what happened next? What came later was me becoming bored of his conversation. Go away. No way, you can't leave me like this. I can do whatever I want, Scram. I have things to do. What things? I'll do them for you. I'll do anything you want, just please tell me the whole story. Damn, you're annoying. Please, 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 please. Fine, just shut up already. Just say what needs to be done. You won't regret it. Here, grab this shovel and a piece of coal. It will do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go gather and dig them up some clay for me. On it, boss. Did I get given a wooden shovel? Alright. Oh yeah, look at this shovel. Right, clay. Ah, it's clay. There's more, I might as well get some more. Because I think you can use this to reinforce your houses and stuff. This one will do, and then we'll be good. Alrighty. Where did he go? Room service. Here's all the clay you wanted. Now will you finish the story? Alright, alright. So as I've already said, Lorden wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money nor connections, but he had one thing. An unusual ability. You see, from an early age, Lorden was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice crack, no tells really. Calm, steady breath, eyes contracted all away. His eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure. And even the craziest of situations. But it wasn't at first. He felt no pressure, lying, no stress at all. It was natural for him as breathing. He had absolutely no remorse. I swear, you little brat, interrupt me one more time, and you will meet my wrath. Relax, big guy. I'm all ears. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it really had to believe that it worked. But it's really hard to believe it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced a nearby town tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of a most wealthy nobleman. The finest of fabric, silk and thread, you name it, horrendously expensive. How did he manage to afford it? You may ask. It's simple. He didn't pay for it. So he stole it? I said no such thing. Lorden wasn't a thief, nor not in the traditional meaning of a word at least. Apart from that, I did finish the damn story. While wearing his new clothes, he travelled to the castle of kings of a king of that realm and entered it. Okay. Now I know that you're making this all up. It's simply impossible. Ha 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 ha. You're absolutely right, it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull it off. But Lorden, he just walked straight in. Don't blame me for doubting me. Damn, I would have been first to doubt a thing like this if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan. Which was bedding his wife. Whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? Mm-hmm. So the queen. Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get him to the castle and lay with the queen. Exactly that. You were right. This is the most absurd, idiotic plan I've ever heard. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What was his accomplished? What is he accomplished by that? After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his arrangements on the bedside, and told the queen he'd be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guard and told him that he saw the queen with a company of strange men sneaking into his chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed with a man's clothes right next to her. Where is the story going? As loyal servants, the guard reported onto the master directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious to say the least. He couldn't really punish his wife, that would be bad for his reputation, but he could pressure her lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point, Lorden was long gone from the castle. Riding a beautiful bay mare, he is borrowed from the stables into the sunset. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy person, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one thing Lorden left behind. Except his arrangement and pleasurable memory of the queen, his name, not his real name, of course. The name that used when introducing himself to the queen was the Lord of the Orchards. Precisely. Now you get it. Ah, incredible. The Lord must have left the company with his promptly. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be Lorden's style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him to the dungeons where he spent all the days he had left. Lorden was amazing after that. He just... all that with just the power of his wits and speech. He surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. Didn't get the wrong idea about his reason. Lorden didn't get through all of that just because what the Lord did to him. You see, Lord was cruel. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, raped for sport. People used to call him Lunderman because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth, like an unwanted kitten. Wow. Lorden needed to stop him, and he did. But that's not the end of the story. After Lord's capture, someone had to take his place. He didn't have any rightful successors, but then, with just an unnecessary perfect timing, came a distant cousin of the Lord's. A charming young man with 2 different eyes. You have to be kidding me. He easily acquired all possession of the relatively, but the Lord didn't want any of that, not for himself. He took only 3 bags of coins from a treasury and left everything else to hand out to the peasants. They were... It's... blah. He was still probably worshipped there. I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. One for the tailor, another for the stableman he took the horse from, and one last for himself. With the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn from the work at the orchard. I told you Lorden wasn't a thief. And that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventure. At least that's the story he used to tell us. So nothing of that may be true at all. Haha. But that's just how it was with Lorden. Now I understand what you and Unigos were talking about. He really just seemed surreal. I've never met anyone else like that. Don't get me wrong, he had a few flaws, but the thing he could do is... tongue wasn't even silver. It was made out of pure gold. But wait, you didn't tell me what the purpose of the Undying Fist. Oh, I thought that would be obvious now. On that day, Lon's mission was born. He knew that the spoiled, rotten elites were like scattered around the world, draining life and digging ironly from the herd were simple folks, and there was this blah blah blah, some sort of event at last, don't we? Overthrowing corrupt lord and giving out thrones. Well, it wasn't like that. I mean, he, yeah, I guess you could say that. So how did he join the pack? Lorden was working solo until he met Unigust. That rat's angle Vigo could work well, and tongue didn't, and then you need someone with other talents so we're lacking, like strength, manuality, bravery, blah blah blah. Right, I think I'm getting the picture. So I recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave them all a chance. And finally the pack started to really make a difference. But I don't like to brag. Oh yes, I noticed, humble to the bone. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about their skills. Just like that, the sun doesn't need to prove its brightness. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did for the last 5 years to somebody. So it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back ever. It was a great pleasure and a true Yeah, I don't care. Leave now. And in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unigost. His favourite, a knuckle sandwich. Remember to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir. Of course, sir. On my way, sir. What the frick? Oh, it's now night time. Oh, okay. I'm gonna die. I can see the wolf right there. I don't see it anymore. I'm just gonna run. We're just gonna run. Run away as if nothing ever happened. Oh. I guess it... I guess the time of day just changed? Yeah, it's now summer. Alrighty. One question I do have is, how hard is it to make? Two, three, four, five. 2, 3, 4, 5. Fields. These are arranged in tiles. Every single one can hold up to one different type of plant. Yes, yes, yeah. Alright, how do I make a hoe? Yes, I've changed subjects. I'm making a field. Deal with it. Because I don't want to die. Wooden hoe 5. It's gonna take a while. What is this weather? It's like flipping Britain. I normally play games to get away from British weather, but I guess that's not happening today. Alright. Well, that's my field. I don't have any manure, so I guess... I guess we're gonna go over and give you and Agost a knuckle sandwich. Weather. There's a child. It's always nice to see you, Emma. Inagos, hello. I've talked with Summer. Ah, a real sweetheart, isn't he? A sweetheart like a jar of Johnny. Are you kidding? He was the most terrifying person I've ever met. Be glad you didn't meet him on his bad day. How do you know I didn't? You're here. I see. He didn't tell me about my uncle, though. He did tell me about my uncle, though, the story about the Lord in the Orchards. He had some unexpectedly good storytelling still, doesn't he? Yes, he really does. It was downright astonishing by that. On time, I swear, he went over years without speaking a single word. Then we were sitting by a fire. I remember some occasion laughing out loud began his tale. Went from a total mute to a master of speaking. The narrator was so gripping, it was hard not to listen to. He even did voices, but after finishing, he became silent again. I've never fully understood that side of him. Theatre genius trapped in the body of a bear wrestler. He actually asked me to give you something. Really? And what's that? A knuckle sandwich. Yeah, that sounds exactly like it's in there. So I guess you're going to deliver? I can't, I'm afraid I've listened. Smart lads. But if he asks, I'll tell him you knocked me out cold. Just for curiosity, what did Samba tell you about him becoming part of a pack? He said that you were looking for the best recruits, which obvious choice. Yeah, that seems like something you would say. Isn't that the truth? It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Lorden did, but that wasn't a matter of choice. When Lord and I started to follow his mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly, too easy even. We were doing lots of good, putting many well-deserved smiles on faces. That's when we let our guards down. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher ranked, highest in Baron. We called them the Vendors, bunch of really heartless bastards. Their most serious business that was selling and living merchandise, and no, I'm not talking about animals. Please don't say it. Slavery was strictly forbidden in this realm. The Queen was adamant about that. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle, mostly women and children, forced to fight rats for the poor little rations they were being given. The damp dungeon they were held in. The guild preferred quantity over quality, so they didn't care about diseases. They didn't tend to wounds. I think I'm going to be sick. Sometime it took them weeks to get the dead out of a cage. Survival of the fittest, or rather, outlasting the last fortunate. It was simply horrible, if you ask me. All of the damned guild deserves a cruel and slow death. But that wasn't how we operated. Lorden made it very clear from day one, we were never to take a life. That's the most important rule. Anyway, we managed to get everyone out. The carriage was full of broken people, even the horses kept their head low. Mourning. The despair in the air was even more poisonous than the strength of the rotting flesh. And that's all. We forgot to make ourselves safe as well. We were caught by the mercenaries who brought us to the torture chamber. Yeah, this gruesome place had even worse room hidden inside. Unbelievable. The vendors weren't in their patient mood, so they sent out the worst torture right away. It was a horror-struck, truly petrified. I could barely breathe. London didn't say a word. Just looked at me. his eyes were relaxed but focused. He realized he wasn't. He wanted me to be calmer as well, but I just couldn't. He went first. The torturer just strapped onto a chair and just started swinging. His fists were like anvils. Every hit drew blood or broke bones, and matters of a second lunge face looked like a bloody prick. The only thing poking through it was his smile. It was of many time I wondered if he was even human. The torture quickly decided that he needed different tools, such as a unique specimen that went and grabbed his blades. That was when Lorden started talking. He was making him offers, one after another, but the torturer just kept carving his torso like he was preparing a steak for being grilled. There was so much blood, I could taste it in my mouth. I wanted to pass out, just run away from all that, but I couldn't. My heart was pounding way too fast. That's horrible. Suddenly the torturer stopped. He looked at me and back at Lorden. The only thing he said, if you're lying, you're going to watch me do the same to him. I was about to puke, but Lorden just nodded. So he untitled us both and helped us escape. There's more mercenaries on the way, heavily armored. No one stopped us, even they were terrified of that guy. Managed to get out in one piece. Well, we managed to get out alive. Lorden wounds weren't healed for weeks, and even after that, he was scarred so badly, it looked like he had a chainmail stitched to his skin, but he had escaped death. And he became one of us. The torturer was Sambor, wasn't it? Yes. Now I understand why Sambor didn't want to tell her the truth. It sounds, to be honest, the nightmares that never stopped. You think I wanted that cutthroat anywhere near me? I wouldn't get a wink of sleep with him around for days. I was constantly watching my back, watching every move, so why didn't you blow him off? That's simple. Lorden made a deal with him. Promised that the only thing that matters to the brutal, which was money. A whole lot of that. Paying him, blah blah blah. It's not the only Lorden did thing. Master liar. Put down, blah blah. I can't. Honestly, I hope you'll never have to. It's been tough a lot. But there's a lot of talking. I need you to borrow. I need you to go to Burrow, find a lady and get me my size back from her. Consider it done. Okay, that's a lot of talking, and this video is getting quite lengthy, so I'm gonna run back to the house. Actually, I press unstuck. Oh, it just teleports me a little bit. Alright. I wanted to know what it did. We're gonna run back to the house and we're gonna call it a day. I'm just gonna end the video whilst running back for ease of time. So, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. I haven't actually seen what the first video's done yet, so that should be releasing later today. But yeah, I am enjoying this game. There's a lot of dialogue, and it's up to you if you want me to read it all like I've tried to be doing, or if you just want me to skip it all. or give you time to read it, or you can pause it, sort of thing, and read it yourself. But yeah, I can only do my best as a human being. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. My name has of course been Quantum Chief, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.